Hello, how are you doing? I'm Corey, and this is the Dead Unicorns playthrough of Legend of the Five Rings Cyber Samurai Saturday, where we play Legend of the Five Rings every Saturday for about 2 hours, and you watch the first 10 minutes and then get bored and click on something else.
Which is usually the case.
We're playing Winter's Embrace, this guy right here, so if you're interested in this adventure, this will maybe give you some ideas or something. This has been our longest playthrough with, I think we're how many episodes are we at?
The Shadowlands
Way too
have
many.
not been longer?
A lot. Anyways,
I think it means that this whole adventure.
let's introduce our players. Everybody is going to give about a 30-second recap of what's going on with them, and we're going to start with Akomakage Tarek. Go.
Ikomakage is trying to plot and scheme against those he would see as rivals in the court, including Kikita Ryoku, and he was attempting to convince the Scorpion to aid him in his endeavors in return for information on the Crane clan, like Kikita Ryoku, who they could then leverage for their own interests and benefit. He also may have made a deal with the devil to betray a friend of his, but
Next.
we'll see how that ends up.
Next.
I'll choose Matt.
All right. So essentially, Tatsuo has been kind of running around trying to find ways to essentially sell a whole bunch of silks for the benefit of the Dragon Clan, and he might find himself a little too in over his head if he decides to take a deal with the Scorpion Clan. So he's going to look for other options. But he does have now some interest in a member of the Scorpion Clan, but he's not probably too sure if he's going to try to get things political yet.
Next.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a person.
Josh.
All right, for my character, he checked out Otomo Kuriosai's handwriting just to verify for future analyzation to make sure he was the one who wrote the missive. Also, he went and checked for rumors and whether it was helpful or not, found out something about Kikita Ryoku. Meanwhile, he also got a message from the Tortoise Clan about drug smuggling, which he ended up not being sure whether it was a test or not. Not getting a clear response, he ended up delivering it to his authorities in the Emerald Clan.
All right, Krista.
Yes.
Okay, Hiranozomi has not done a whole lot in the last couple of days. But overall, the goal is keep at it with Asahina Takako. Try to get a meeting and get our art deal worked out. And then maybe see if she can beg some supplies off of people for the war effort at the wall.
That's good. That's perfect. Okay. Who's gonna get the void today? Tarek. I think Tarek did the best job. I think I'm gonna give him a void. I think Matt did a good job. I think I'm gonna give him a void.
All right, I'm already maxed out, but thank you anyways.
Well, then you can't get a void. But I'm going to give Shiba Noe a void as well. And I think everybody did great within the 30 seconds. I think everybody gets a void. I think y'all are starting to get the...
Everyone is learning. Everyone is learning.
Yeah. So the overall plot of what they're doing is they're at Winter Court. This is the estates of the Crane clan. And Kikita Ryoku has asked them all to investigate the Mantis clan and why they got an invitation, like a major clan would get an invitation. And that's it. So before we begin, as always, we got patrons right up in there. They're scrolling up in there. We got a new one, Martin Larson. Thanks for joining us, Martin Larson. And if you want to go to our Patreon, we got like L5R supplements. We also got D&D supplements there too. So like all sorts of good stuff, and it's all free. So go there, pick them up, and if you want, you can give me a donation as well. That would help out greatly for the channel. Let's get to it, guys. I gotta make sure this is correct real quick. I should have done this a little beforehand. But everybody is pretty much in the right spot except for these two. Just a little behind the work scene here. Whoops. I apologize.
No apologies necessary.
Yeah, we didn't even do a sound check.
We didn't do a sound check, did we? Man.
Oh no! Do we sound terrible? Do we sound good?
Nah, y'all sound great. Y'all sound great.
Excellent.
Icthilian is in our comments. He said he missed the last two episodes. Were there any murder hobos? We don't do murder hobos here.
No, we are not murder hobos.
Nobody
Unless
killed
we're
anybody.
In the Shadowlands.
Nobody
Yet.
died. Nobody died.
Yet. Nobody's a murder hobo yet.
but-
We're not murder hobos. We are dueling nobles.
Or assault vagrants.
We're not
Assault
assault vagrants. Assault vagrants.
I like that.
Much more classy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
We're bohemian
Assault.
rapists.
That
That sounds
even
like
worse.
an actual thing from a long time ago that we don't want to talk about.
We don't want to do that.
What? Now I want to know the
rapist?
story.
Bohemia is a region in Europe, and I'm sure there was rapine and pillaging.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Bohemians are actually people. I take that back. I
Yeah.
apologize. I apologize. That might be offensive. I don't.
All
How
those
dare
Bohemians
you,
who watch
good
the channel
sir.
are now gonna be
Ruining
sending
the
you
good
messages.
name of Mars.
Anyways, as you can see, this is the map of the estate of the crane, and there's a lot more icons, a little more tokens that I put on the board here to show. Now, the people may not actually be in these places. This is just kind of where they like to hang out, or they might be there currently. But there's people you haven't met. There are people you have met. But this is the state of things right now. We're going to start in the Thousand Blossoms Path,
Oh.
where Kage
Tatsuo and Kage.
and Tatsuo have left the Scorpion Clan house and are walking down the path talking.
Indeed.
Take it away, guys. It's a snowy path.
Tatsuo, might I be frank with you?
I'm open to any suggestions.
See, it seems to me like you have quite a bit of responsibility on your shoulders.
Much more than I expected, especially since that form of negotiations it went down.
How do you feel about this? I'm
Well,
not certain how dragon marriage or bonding ceremonies or rituals go. But-
the monks within the Tagashi clan are allowed to have families themselves. As far as I can tell, as far as I know, marriages between different families and clans are within reason. So I'm not entirely too sure about
But would they have arranged a marriage for you, perhaps?
no, as far as I'm aware.
You come from a lucky family, then. Be able to marry for love or self-interest rather than the clan's interest is quite unique amongst the samurai caste in Rokugan.
Wow. like from my point of view, it does seem that the Scorpion Clan would like to make stronger ties with the Dragon Clan. Not that I have any problems with it, but I wouldn't know what to do with the position of governor of a township at all. I do value my freedom, but if the Dragon Clan does require me to, like, strengthen this kind of bond,
If you do not have better offers for resources from other clans, this may be your best opportunity to secure what your clan needs to withstand the winters. But it would also require you to relinquish what claims you have to your own family. I'm not so sure that the Scorpion would be keen on having a member of the Dragon become a governor or a daimyo of a region in their lands without having fully committed to their clan's interests.
Well, if their people have need of my services, I'll always be willing to help.
I do not know that any clan is looking for mercenary work to fulfill the role of governorship in their lands. If you were to become a governor in Scorpion lands, I would assure you that you would need to fully be invested in becoming a member of the Scorpion clan as a whole. Not only that, but there may be some type of marriage or bonding ritual that would cement your position within the clan.
Well,
These things often happen between clans, and sometimes they lead to long and fruitful alliances and prosperity between the clans, and sometimes if they do not go as planned, they can add fuel to any fires and tension that might have been just under the surface.
Well, I'm not looking to upset anyone. I'll always be a dragon at heart, but if I need to take on the name of a scorpion, then if worse comes to worse, I'll play the role to the best of my capabilities. But I will look for other options first before I tie myself down to this offer. And I will discuss this amongst other members of my clan to see, what would be much more suitable.
I did not wish to interrupt your negotiations at the time, but it did seem to me like they were making quite a tempting offer to try to lure you into the clan. I'm not sure that you will find a better offer on the open market unless you were to manipulate the situation quite exquisitely.
I wouldn't know how to go about that, in all honesty.
To be honest, I have never really engaged in trade. It is something that is far beyond the focus of my school and of my duties. So I'm unsure that I could help you secure such a heavy return on your investment.
Well, as long as I'm afforded the privilege of traveling around Rokugan the time, perhaps I wouldn't mind settling.
This is a very large decision, not one to be taken lightly. That being said, as governor of a city, you would be required to attend to the needs of that city, the needs of the daimyo who adjudicate or rule over that city or region. There is quite a bit of bureaucracy at work. I do not know how much free time you would find to travel the empire and spread your unique form of enlightenment.
Well,
but it is also not a death
at
sentence.
least go about the date and contemplate on this strange life decision. But as
It is.
I will consider other options first. But if anything, I will look over what would be required of me if I were to find myself tied to this position.
I could tell you what is required. Part of the job of an Ikoma is to play the role of Hatamoto toward those who are in leadership positions within the clan. Often when an Ikoma Omoidasu has finished their usefulness within the courts, they retire to a life in an advisory role, either to a governor or a daimyo, or even perhaps sometimes to high-ranking military officials to explain the more nuances of tactics on the battlefield. It is a
Could you repeat that last line? You kind of cut in and out on my end.
Oh, sorry. I said they even sometimes are assigned to high-ranking military officials, as they could provide some nuanced understanding of the complications on a battlefield. As such, I have some understanding of the bureaucracy at work that underlies one's position as a daimyo or governor. I have not been expertly trained in this area, but I could at least give you some understanding of it if you have the time to study.
I would be more than happy to.
Well,
As of right
again,
now,
I will say this. I am certain that the Scorpion clan is quite adamant that they want you, and you specifically, for whatever reason. I do not know what history you have among their rank, but it seems that they are quite certain that they wish your services.
I find this curious as well. Like, why would they want a monk specifically for the role?
I would, to be honest with you, I would be more concerned if they had an interest in eliminating you rather than having you join their rank. It is said, there is a saying in Rokugan that having a friend amongst the Scorpion is quite rare, but finding a true friend amongst the Scorpion can be the difference between life and death in Rokugan.
And admittedly, I do find Baishi Meilin quite fetching, but...
You dog! I say as I tap you on the shoulder with my fan. I knew even monks found
confide with
the
her.
more worldly approaches to be quite intriguing.
I couldn't quite hear that. You kind of cut in and out again.
I said, I knew that even the monks found it difficult to push away such worldly endeavors.
Well, Tagashi doesn't, or the Tagashi family don't, having family within their ranks, so
We all must find ways to sow our seeds. I'm sure that you will find yours.
that's quite the...
How else would the family lines be carried out? Let's not be prudent.
Well, if anything, I will put the consideration, but as we'll look for other options and other offers if they are available. If not, I will discuss amongst my clan about this.
If there is anything I can do to help you navigate the complexities of such a political issue, feel free to reach out to me. I will try to make time for answer any questions you might have, or, as I said before, educate you on the finer points of governmental politics and bureaucracy.
I would be very, very appreciative of your help. Thank you, Kage.
Of course. What are friends for? Now,
like, I'll assume that at this point in time, if we don't really have much else to say, we're just going to continue, like, walking the path, and maybe maybe I might make plans to go talk with either to see if I can do some more negotiations on.
I mean,
this.
we still have the afternoon thing open, so if you wanted to, we could call it here as just a small conversation.
We're gonna come back to you guys, from here, I'm going to move to here in the with Shibanoe in the guest house of the Phoenix Clan. Do you have anything you're trying to be up to here?
But okay, well, the first time I checked for rumors, it didn't go too well because it wasn't the rumors I was kind of hunting for. But it's quite the unique thing to discover. Let's see. I've already taken care of the whole drug bit. I know in the evening hours.
Taken
I'm
care
trying
of.
to-
I can't. Can you bring your mic
Yeah.
a little closer? I can.
Yeah, my
hear you.
bad, my bad.
There we go.
Closer there.
All right. So
is
as
that
you're
better? Too
deciding,
loud?
as you're deciding what to do,
Mhm.
you hear a ruckus
A ruckus within the building.
within the building.
I go and investigate.
All right. You see some servants quickly walking the other direction, and you see a flame shoot out of Asawa Suke's room when the Asako head of the delegation kind of ducks under it and kind of flees out, and he turns and looks at you and says, You did this! Go talk to Isawa Suke-sama! Fix this!
Okay. I'm completely caught off guard. You said that a flame just went over his head?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
I immediately tried to extinguish the flame to prevent.
Oh, it was just like it flamed up over him and kind of dissipated like a gout of flame does.
Like a warning shot?
Like a warning
Like a-
shot, exactly.
And you said Isawa Tsuke.
Excuse me?
You said it was Isawa Suke?
No, the guy who ran out, who was dodging it, is the Asako who is the head of the Phoenix guest house here. His name is Asako Haruki. I'll show you a picture of him.
Okay, that was the guy who ducked and dodged.
Yes, that's this guy right here.
And he's a phoenix?
Yes, he's the head of the Phoenix guest house.
Oh. I'll write that down.
So handsome. Even though I can only see
He has
the
a
side.
profile.
Yeah.
Indeed he does.
And he
And-
says, You did this! Go in there and fix this now!
The head told me that?
Yes!
I'm trying to. Okay. What is it you
The-
mean for me to fix? Because
Asawa Asawa Suke-sama is ticked! He's mad because of something you did! Did you have scrolls commissioned?
I'm sorry?
Did
No.
you have scrolls commissioned?
No.
Well, then you better go tell Asawa Suke-sama this. Because he's
Let
under
me
the
take care
impression
of it.
that you had the crane you had the crane copy some scrolls.
Let me take care of this. I bow and then I head on into Sawatsuke's room.
Okay. So, in that room is the Master of Fire, your sensei, Asawa Suke.
He's so sparkly.
He is Spartan, isn't he?
Why does he look like someone from what is it?
It looks like
Lord.
he took a gold glitter and like rubbed it all over his face.
What was that? What was that movie? He reminds me of a villain from a movie.
Are you talking about
Flash Gordon?
Huh?
Flash Gordon.
Oh,
It looks like the
Flash,
villain from
yeah,
Flash
yeah, could be Flash Gordon. I was thinking like the dude from 300, Xerxes.
That too, except in gold.
I think Xerxes had like gold face paint on or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. But okay, so
So stylized.
Look, that's the best
I-
picture
I-
I found of him that I could use. Okay.
Flash. Oh.
So he has some scrolls that have been knocked off a table. He sees you walk in, and he says, "Ah! Inoue-chan. Take a seat. Right here." Points at a pillow.
I go and prostrate to myself and bow. Isawa Sensei, is there anything that I might have done to enraged you?
Did you have the crane get us some scrolls that were supposed to be replacements for scrolls that we lost?
Yes, I was asked to do so.
And you let... And what were the terms of this arrangement?
I was to help out the crane since they're having issues as well with the kami, which is what I've been trained to do, is to help understand the kami, and I found this to be advantageous for what you've been teaching me, Sensei.
He takes his fan and whacks you on the head. What were the terms of this arrangement? What did you offer them and they offer you?
Look through your notes, Josh. Hopefully you type them down.
Let's see. Out of all my notes, game mode letters. I think it happened a little bit after the lantern.
Icthelion says that the guy from Flash Gordon is Ming the Merciless.
Yes, Ming.
Ming.
My sensei is Ming the Merciless.
And to help fill in the silent moments, I find that, you know, in the next game that I'm going to be DMing, I almost have like really no clue what the, or not, maybe not no
Yeah.
clue, but like
If only he was
not
gold.
entirely sure how the structure of the Phoenix Clan operates. So I'm
I can
looking
fill
to
you
fill
in on
those
that
gaps.
later.
Thank you.
Can't seem to find anything on that particular thing.
Do you not remember what you got Asahina Takako to do for you?
That's what I'm trying to look for, because I do know I wrote it down. Now I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, he has physical notes, so he's been
Where?
kind of like rubber banding, like from moving to not
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
and all that stuff. So I want to cut him some slack personally.
Cleaning and decorating. After party, major domo. Compose a poem. I was out of nowhere, but that was before all that. This is supposed to be where we discuss things.
Let me refresh your memory, he says.
Yes, please do, as I still try to hunt for the detailed notes of it. My threat I received.
We had a recent fire at the shrine of Kaze no Kami, the fortune of the wind, and rare scrolls from the 4th century were lost and had to be replaced. The Asahina had copies of it, as its founder was Asawa Asahina, a phoenix master of air in the 4th century. So, you were sent to get copies of these scrolls.
Yes.
You talked to Asahina Takako,
Mm-hmm.
and she said she would just give you these scrolls?
No, there would obviously be an exchange. Okay. Head
Josh,
to Curling Court.
Out of character, I'll refresh your
Miss it.
memory. She just said she'd do it. She just said she'd have her people copy the scrolls and deliver them.
Oh.
So I'd be owing her instead of any automatic trade-off. Yeah, there's no.
She also
my
requires you
notes-
to make an
So-
OnlyFans.
Let me ask you something.
what?
Do you think it's odd that she would just have these scrolls copied and then you would have to give nothing in return?
That does sound suspicious.
Yes, it was suspicious. Take a look at these scrolls. Read them.
I look into them.
They say that they are the copies of the 4th century scrolls from the Shrine of Kame no Kaze.
Mm-hmm.
As you read them, they seem pretty good and authentic. But then as you go through them, there's Crane propaganda just like put in all throughout it.
Oh my god. Uh-oh.
This is why I never trust a crane.
Ooh.
I see. My apologies, Sensei. I'll do my best in order to right this wrong.
You better.
Hi.
Otherwise, the other side of your face is going to have a scar.
Hmm.
And I would accept it gladly.
Okay.
Copy it out without the crane propaganda.
Now you have something else to do.
Yay!
And also for future notes, Josh,
Yeah.
it might be prudent to just use Windows Notes, or Notepad, just to type things down. Like, I understand that it might be easier to write them down, but as you can see with the situation, you probably had a lot of notes to flip through in order to find the information. And
Yeah, but then I'd be going even though I do have two screens, they're slowly slowing down all the stuff because all the programs I have. So it's not prudent for me to do so unless I can upgrade my iPad.
well, oh, hold on. Are you using your iPad?
No, because it's too
Okay.
old.
Oh, man, do you have like a smaller computer or maybe a laptop to type notes in?
Too
Like-
old.
Just a pad and paper will be fine. You'll
just-
be okay.
Classic.
I
Just
mean,
don't
he has
tear
used
anything
pad
off.
and paper. He
I just-
said that
I
he
just
could-
write-
Always use that.
I just write all my notes on my character sheet. There's an other characters, their statuses, and notes section at the bottom of the narrative mode.
Yeah.
And I use that section to just take all the notes. And then if I ever need to look for something, I just Control F and search it.
Or you could be like me and keep everything up here and then forget stuff after a while.
If I tried that, it'd be an absolute mess.
Seriously?
It's like, oh,
I don't take a lot of notes, but what I do is I will write out like the entire adventure and a lot of like the different ways the adventure can go, and like get that down pat, and then I never have to worry about that. It's like on a sheet of paper next to me, and all the character motivations and stuff like that, I just kind of like internalize and remember as if they're just people or friends, and I just remember what my friends like and do, and that's how I look at your characters.
Except, oh, Crystal, did I give a name to that guy that you met in the Crab Clan house? Oh, what was it?
I do have one note sheet, and it just has a list of names on it. It's just names that I make up. That's my only notes. It's just like a list of names. Who is this guy? Oh, I remember this dude. This name is that guy. This name is that.
I do have one more piece of advice for Shiba Inoue. If he wants vengeance on the crane, he does certainly know a particular person that has a rage boner for them.
I am super curious to see that happening. If you say anything about what just happened at this point in time, even Tatsuo would be like, "Really? They did that?"
Yeah, they're dicks, bro. How many times do I have to say this?
Isn't Osawa and Crane like close knit?
Oh,
So I
the
wouldn't want
entire
to
Phoenix
step on-
clan and the Crane clan have been in an alliance for like centuries. But
that
that
doesn't
doesn't mean
mean-
they don't still try to jockey for position and rulership and power and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is like not something that would cause a war. So like it won't break an alliance. It's just like
Someone just pulled a prank on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I really honestly think that the next time you talk with her, like there has to be some sort of formal exchange going on, because that was a bit of a dick move
Well,
on their end.
If she would have done that to like the Master of Fire, that might have caused an international incident where the Master of Fire might have blown her up or some shit, and that
You might
evolved very
might
badly.
actually want to talk to Tarek's character about how you're going to approach this, because there are some things about this that are particularly tricky.
Right.
But we'll go through that.
My
We'll see
character's
what
not.
we'll see what mistakes are made or what things happen. We'll just go with it.
Of course.
Juvy's in the comments. Shout out to Juvy.
Shout out to Juvie.
He says,
Hey, Juvie!
Sup, Chucks?
So what has he been posting so far?
Just
That's it.
saying hi.
Oh, okay.
Just saying hi. So, yeah, if you want to watch this live, we're live every Saturday. You can hit the bell icon and get a notification of when we go live. Back to the game. We're going to Crystal's character, who is talking with Kakita Shisui. And as you're talking and having fun, a man will come out and join you.
Eating lunch.
It's this man here.
This man here.
Yep.
Oh, how beautiful, Crane son.
I would have totally mistaken him for a woman. I'd be like,
Yeah, that's common in the Crane clan. they are literally they follow they worship Benton, the fortune of beauty and art and like love and honesty. And Benton is a very androgynous person, or god, fortune, whatever. And so a lot of Crane favor the looks of androgyny as, you know, beautiful. And so men often look like women. Women often look more masculine. They try to maintain that.
uh-huh.
So, Shisui says, "Oh, Daidoji Aki, have you met Hida Nozomi?"
It's a pleasure to meet you, Daidoji-san.
"Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you too as well. I did not know you had such company, Kakita-san." She says, "She was runner-up in the Topaz Championship. You're a duelist? I love duels as well. I love all sorts of games and challenges. I'm a Kamari master, I'll have you know."
Shout out to all the footballers in chat.
Have you played Kamari?
Out of character. I don't
It's
know
like-
what that is.
It's like soccer. It's basically kind of like soccer. It's a
It's
courtly
like
soccer
hacky
game.
sack. It's hacky sack. You get a ball, and then you keep the ball in the air using only your feet, going and all the courtiers stand around in a circle wearing their big courtly dress, trying to like kick the ball back and forth. And if you drop the ball, you're out. And it's complicated by the fact that you're wearing your courtly clothes.
Well, not me.
It sounds so amusingly juvenile, but I like the idea.
Yeah, it's a court game. Something to keep people interested. The more athletic in court.
So, have you?
It's been a while.
Oof. Well, maybe we can get a game together sometime. I'd love to see how a crab kicks.
Could be fun.
Well, have you been invited to the funeral of who are they?
Oh, that dragon and phoenix
Yeah.
couple.
Of Kitsuki Taiki and Shiba Miku?
I have not heard of it yet.
Oh. I think someone may have, forgotten your invitation, maybe. You might want to check with the Phoenix or the Dragon, or perhaps with the Mia courtiers. Didn't mean to bring that up. Shisui says, is there a reason you're here? Aki-san? And he says, yes. Chioe-san is waiting for you. She's ready to go to her next location. Thank you, Aki-san. And she will move. She'll bow. Says, it's been a great morning.
It was lovely seeing you again.
So, Hidenozomi-san, you are the runner-up of the Topaz Championship this year.
Yes, I am.
May I see your blade?
Sure. I will let him see it. Take a look.
That is stunning. Such craftsmanship even for the second place prize.
Yes.
Well, if you're looking for any tips on dueling, I could probably, I don't know, help you every once in a while. There's a training area around here.
You seem to have quite the interest in my dueling capabilities.
I am a connoisseur of all duelists, and I like to know about the competition.
I see.
In case we may ever have to cross swords ourselves, you never know what the fates have in store for us.
Yes, one never knows. But I like to hope not to have to cross blades with
Well, I don't want-
humans.
With humans? You only duel goblins and ogres and oni.
And Snicker snacks and whatever else little monsters run out of the woods.
That is the ideal situation. But if necessity dictates it, I will duel.
Do oni ever accept your challenge?
Not to a duel. They don't get an invitation.
I wouldn't think so. It's odd that you've made it so far in the Topaz Championship in second place, and yet, you feel that your skills are much more needed to against ogres and goblins and such. I bet your
Something about
clan
this
could
dude
use you
that
as a
just makes me
duelist,
snicker.
since there's not many of them in the crab clan. No offense to the crab clan, but I don't think they value it as much, and neither do you, it seems.
Well, it is not my particular duty to duel.
Oh, it's not. Well, if you ever change your mind, here at Winter Court, you can ask for me by name. I'm sure you can find me. I'm usually in the armory, or in court, or in the gardens, or in the bathhouse, or in the
So-
study.
The armory and all of the beautiful places.
Or the Path of 1,000 Blossoms. Or writing poetry in the library.
Well
Wow.
then,
Perhaps you'll see me duel one day, and you will understand how dueling is a beautiful art. And maybe that'll change your mind. I'd love to show off for you, Hida Nozomi. San.
I
I
don't know
will
how to
consider
describe this
your
character. He seems
invitation.
like-
I must be
He is effete.
Comments. The comments are gold.
He is an effete gentleman.
Oh, what are they saying, Josh? I'm curious. I don't have that screen open on my computer.
Seth Lance, like, I dig the Miss Doubtfire voice, and I think you're being hit on.
Yeah, I honestly think Nozomi's being hit on as well. It's like, man, this guy has like a variety of interests. To me, he kind of sounds like the Mad Hatter, but a little suave in a sense.
Well, I wish you a very unhappy birthday as well.
Merry unbirthday to you.
Merry on birthday. Okay, well, I'm sure I'm keeping you from something dreadfully important.
Nothing I particularly look forward to, but I do have things to see to.
Oh, well, I wish you luck then. I don't know of many things here at court that I don't look forward to. I mean, there's a sumai competition tomorrow, and, well, there's a go competition after that, and there's that... Oh, wait, I shouldn't talk about that thing. No, I said I wouldn't. Very well, Hida Nozomi-san. Enjoy your day.
And you too.
So, is there anything you're going to do?
It seems
I
you
mean-
could probably pull some political favors from this guy at a later point in time.
And all he asks in return is some pictures of your feet.
How delightfully dirty!
Drawings of
He's already seen all the
they're
elegant
detailed.
crane feet, but crab, that seems to be quite interesting to him.
Yes,
Oh,
they're
those
covered in a
calluses.
hard shell.
So I'm gonna read some of these comments here.
It's gold.
Juby says, when Nozomi's boyfriend squeals more than her. Ithilian says, he didn't invite you to witness his jousting technique, so that's good.
Quick, get the squad together. The sister needs to be protected.
So,
I usually depend on Nozomi for the protection part.
what is Nozomi going to do in the afternoon?
Wasn't this the afternoon thing?
No,
This is
was
the
morning.
afternoon thing. Time to do the afternoon thing.
Oh, okay.
I think we only did morning last time, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, we only did morning. That was all in the morning.
Yep.
First
It's
things
very busy.
I thought that we got on into afternoon, and that's... I was on my second thing, the afternoon thing.
Yes, you are on. Oh, well, maybe it is evening. I don't know.
I thought
Maybe if I took
it
notes.
was morning. It was morning.
Yeah, it was only morning. Yeah, this is afternoon. You're
It's
in the
afternoon
afternoon
now.
during the afternoon thing.
So we just transitioned down morning into the afternoon.
If only I would have taken better notes.
Okay, all of that was morning then. Mhm.
Yep.
You
He
got to
came in at the
see your
transition
closest
point between
friend,
morning and afternoon.
You also got hit on.
It's too early in the morning to get hit on.
Do you have anything to do in the afternoon?
No, I thought all of my conversations and having lunch were afternoon.
Oh, I thought you planned to have lunch, not that you already had lunch. I may have misinterpreted that.
Corey did at least say,
kill yourself,
so
Josh.
you go to
I'm
have
trying,
lunch.
Oh yeah. I think we did an afternoon scene. You were the only one we did an afternoon scene with. That's right. So I guess it's, well, we need to do an evening scene with you. Everybody else, yeah, everybody else needs to do their afternoon thing. So,
I'm gonna
who
stick
is?
with Tomoyo Kitsuki.
Are any other characters getting together? Is anybody seeking
between
anybody
the
else out?
PCs?
I'm asking y'all if you are seeking another PC out.
Oh,
Not
yet.
each other.
What'd you say, Josh?
I guess after I've been yelled at by my master, I immediately have to look for Kage for his advice.
Okay.
Okay, I was planning
Politics.
after I talked to Tatsuo, I was planning on going back to the Lion Embassy to try to find Ikoma Rumiko. And I guess I will be finding someone a little less female when I
All right.
arrive.
A little less female.
As
A
you
little less feminine.
as you walk over to the Lion Clan embassy or the Lion Clan guest house, you see Shiba Noe talking to the guards there.
Shiba-san, how do you do this afternoon?
Just the person I was looking for. May we talk inside?
So, certainly.
Everyone wants Kage's advice.
I will ask the servants of the household to prepare a room for us. Have you had lunch yet?
I've been doing a lot of dealings early this morning, so yeah.
Well, then perhaps
I'll discuss with you further with it once we're inside.
perhaps we can speak over a light lunch.
I think that would be lovely. Thank you.
Of course. All right, I will scurry off and ask for the assistance of some servants to try to get an impromptu lunch meeting together.
They say that they have lunch ready because it's the hour of lunch, so they have something ready for you.
Okey-doke. I will prepare a little room then, and offer Shiba-san a seat. Please, what can I do for you, Shiba-san?
Yes. Okay. So, a lot has happened.
I would say so. Yes.
Yes, I had to do early this morning some dealings with Admiral Magistrate stuff. Since you're a fellow magistrate, I just thought I'd clue you into some situations, but
There,
I'm sure you'll hear it.
Is there some interclan disputes occurring?
It's it's I believe I've handled it, but you know, I'm letting you know just in case. I just had to deal with some dealings in terms of drugs, but it's already been handled as far as I'm concerned.
Drugs in Crane?
Yes.
In Doji palaces, you don't say.
I wouldn't say Crane.
You see a small smirk start to form on the edge of his mouth as he twists his beard.
I would not say Crane. That was a separate matter altogether, and it's involving the minor clans. But that's already been.
Minor clans are smuggling drugs for the Crane. You are an amazing investigator.
It had nothing to do with Crane. It had everything to do with me. But I've handled.
Wait, you are smuggling drugs for the Crane. Did they pressure you into this?
Kage-san? Or Ikoma-san? This is important. Like I said, that matter has already been handled. And if you want to double check on it with the Emerald Magistrates, you're more than welcome to. You'll have all the details there with the Emerald Magistrates. But this is a different matter. This is involving something that I have little experience in. Me being a Shugenja, I tried to not get involved in forms of politics, but here I am at Winter Court dealing exactly in just that.
Politics, unfortunately, is an inescapable foe here in Rokugan.
Yes, especially since now I am having to carry out my master's will, and came to a rather delicate situation, and I have me having no sense in politics, and you having a fair amount of sense in politics. I ask for your help. I hope I wasn't interrupting anything, or if you had any plans, I can come back at a later date. But
if this is truly a pressing matter for yourself and your clan, far be it from me to turn you away. What can I do, or is this more official, something that you require from the Lion?
Yeah, this is something I just need advice from a friend about politics. Less about Lion. Sorry, the comments.
Gosh, you're being around the bush, man. Get to the point.
Yes. Okay. Well, because I'm not sure how to approach this, because yes, it does involve Crane, and I know your feelings towards Crane, but
my feelings toward Crane.
Oh, you made it quite apparent that you're not fond of Crane.
Let us just say that it is not simply my own selfish
sentiment.
Exactly, sentiment that is held against the Crane. There is a long-standing enmity and quite a dearth of reason, or quite a plethora of reasoning for the Lion and the Crane to be so adversarial.
Of course, and I'm aware of such things. I'm having to deal with the factor that my master, Itzawa Tsuke, is furious with me because of the dealings that I've done along with the Crane. That I wasn't as thoughtful towards my actions and what I felt would be the kindness of the Crane due to the Isawa and the Crane's relationship.
I look at you.
I took it for granted.
I look at you when you say that, and I go, rule number 1 of politics: nobody will do anything for you out of pure kindness, Iba-san. Especially not the Crane. Their motivations are their own, their interests are their own, and they are not looking to hand out free items without calling for political favors in return.
And see, this is the reason why I'm a Shugenja and not a courtier.
Perhaps that excuse of naivete will work amongst the other Shugenja you encounter, but I promise you this: no courtier worth their salt will ever pass up an opportunity to exploit such naivety.
That's some lesson that I've learned pretty harshly.
Some people learn that lesson the hard way. Others learn that lesson in school before ever stepping foot into a court.
And I would be of the former. But to get straight to the point, my situation is my clan lost some air scrolls in a fire, which the
Assume they're of some mystical or spiritual importance, your clan?
it has a means to conjure up air kami, and it is quite important to my clan. And I talked with someone within the Crane clan in order to get copies, the only remaining copies of said scrolls. I discussed with them. They told me that they'd get me a copies, no problem, ending up to find out that it was not precisely the thing that they were giving me, but more of crane propaganda as opposed to...
You did not demand to be the copyist? You yourself are skilled in scribing as a Shugenja and as a scholar, as I remember.
Yes.
You would be well within your rights to request... You would be well within your rights to request the opportunity to transcribe such scrolls yourself.
Yes, and I realize my error, which is the reason why this is now a delicate situation, because of the factor that they made copies of the scroll with propaganda in them, which infuriated my master.
If they copied these scrolls down incorrectly and you go back, or not to your liking, and you go back and demand that they correct this,
I'm trying to...
malpractice,
yeah.
I assume, is
Hold
the
on.
right phrase. Malpractice.
if you insinuate that they either made an error in their transcription or that they deliberately tricked you, such a dishonorable act will be taken as an insult to their honor, and they will demand recompense from you or your clan.
Precisely. And if the recompense is not towards the crane, it will be from my own master's hand.
Well, I'd say they have you by the short and curlies. They've put you in a quite precarious position, as they are wont to do. In order to rectify this situation, you will need to have either some measure of political tact, understanding that they will attempt to they will attempt to rebuff any requests you make of correcting these transcriptions that they provided you. And if you ask to transcribe them by hand yourself now, they will find some way to take insult with this request due to having already provided you with what you requested. Who did you speak to about this so far?
It was Asahina Takako.
The woman you helped in the poetry competition?
Precisely.
And the Asahina family, are they the owners of the original scrolls that are left?
I believe so.
Do you know if the scrolls are here, stored here in the Doji capital?
From what I understand, that's what I've been led to believe.
Did they say so explicitly?
I talked with them in order to gain information about that, and from what I gathered,
the Asahina strongholds are further to the south of here, and they have the magics in order to communicate across that long distance without the need for travel, I am sure. So if these documents are not stored here and are instead stored in Asahina lands, you will find it very difficult to circumnavigate the Crane's influence in getting your hands on these documents. However, if they are stored here, we may be able to find the original copies on our own and have you transcribe them without having to interact with the same offenders. But is that even enough? At this point, it is an insult to your family and your clan to have been fed such blatant propaganda. Would it be simply enough for you now to just correct the errors, or does your clan wish something more?
my master wishes for me to correct this error that I have made. And I've agreed to correcting this error because my clan needs these scrolls, and I am willing to lose another eye for it if need be.
All right, Corey, I always know, because of Fukuru Kujin's blessing, I always know the nearest location where you could undertake research on any given subject and can complete the research in half the time it would take for another. Would I know offhand whether or not I could potentially gather the information he's looking for somewhere in the castle?
So, what is the information you're looking for specifically? Where the scrolls are, or what's on the scrolls?
What's on the scrolls?
Okay. So, if he's right, these scrolls are one of a kind, then they'd either be at the Asahina library or they'd be transported here so somebody here could transcribe them. Which, with the Asahina and their magic, that is definitely possible. If they're here and they are one of a kind, they're not going to be in the library.
They'd be in somebody's possession or
they'd either be
under guard.
Yes, in somebody's possession or perhaps in the treasury. I'll just shift click that so y'all can see, but that's the treasury.
Very
that
makes
the
sense. The
library
very
and
top
study.
of the fucking tower.
But they may be with Asahina Takako herself.
Would not surprise me at all.
Especially if she hatched this plan, she'd probably take full responsibility for it.
Did Takako mention that she herself was going to transcribe these, or would she have handed it off to another, delegated this task to another that she trusts to handle the transcriptions she was on?
If I remember correctly, she said that she would have it transcribed and delivered to me.
Well, that could mean that she did it by hand herself, though. If I were to make a informed guess, I would say that she was probably too busy to have transcribed them herself, though she may have hatched this plan directly. If that is the case, you may be able to avoid further insult to her specifically by insinuating that the individual who scribed them made a mistake that you need to rectify.
You are forgetting one thing in this assessment, Tarek, and that's honor.
It's incumbent on her honor to have followed through. What am I? Would you like me to make a culture check to suss
make
out?
a culture check. That's a perfect one. Culture.
Analyze air.
Recall. Culture. Theorize. Fire.
Okay. I will take the explosive success, the success, and the opportunity. And I will reroll that explosive success here. And I will reroll that explosive success here. Okay. So
Right.
3 successes and an opportunity.
Okay. The Crane value their honor. They would not, if Asahina Takako gave an order to transcribe these scrolls improperly, that would be dishonorable. Not only for her, but every single person involved in that order.
So what you're saying is she would probably not have ordered someone else to transcribe it incorrectly, and she herself may not have transcribed it deliberately incorrectly. So is the insinuation there then?
So it's basically one of two things, or actually a myriad of things. A, she did as you suggested and ordered other people to improperly transcribe these scrolls, which means a loss of honor on her, a loss of honor on each subordinate that carried out that order. Or she was thoughtful to her clan, her family, and decided that she would take it upon herself to transcribe these scrolls, and only she would take that honor hit. Or
there's a third one, which is maybe she transcribed it directly, and the scrolls that the Crane have already inherently had the propaganda inserted in them.
Or it could be that it's just a mistake. It's something that crept in over time, over millennia.
Which, as an Ikoma, makes perfect sense, because this is something the Ikoma have to constantly deal with, inaccurate record keeping.
And I'm sure the Ikoma slide in some lion propaganda in everything they write.
You want to know something interesting? Because they're considered the history keepers for the Empire, they usually keep a pure set of the scrolls and then a modified set of scrolls. So if there's something they want to keep a record of, they'll keep it completely the same in their histories, but they might hand out stuff with propaganda inserted into it. As far as the histories go, they have to take that honor or that duty seriously. But it would make sense that other clans would just over time have that stuff happen. Well, I'll say to the Shiba, there are 3 different scenarios that could have occurred here. All of them potentially bad news for you. Either Takako has less concern for maintaining her personal honor and disregard for the honor of her subordinates, in which case she ordered this plot to ensure that you would be made the fool, and herself and her subordinates would have engaged in these activities knowing full well what they were doing. Or she would limit the harm that would be exposed to her clan and family, and undertook these dealings on her own accord, knowing full well that it would make you look the fool. The last option is perhaps the Crane's original copies indeed included such propaganda, and they earnestly provided you with a faithful retelling or recounting of their copy. If that is the case, there may not be a way to remove the propaganda from the transcription without knowing more about what those scrolls held and where you could remove such propaganda by hand yourself.
The positive side of me, it hopes that it's the last one, in which it was already brought, that they fulfilled their duty and it just happened to be a part of the information that my master received. So, and if that being the case, that would mean that they were honorable on their part, and I would not know what my master would how my master would take that.
Would the Crane and Asahina Takako specifically have any reason to spite you or ensure that your request would be met inaccurately? Think hard on this, because while you may not be aware of some affront that was made, they may hold the grudge. So think hard. Was there anything that you can think of that might have been seen as an affront that you've made toward the Crane clan?
Towards specifically the Crane clan?
The Crane clan or Asahina Takako herself?
I was introduced by, I never met Asahina Takako until I met Miss Doji Hatsuhina. She introduced me.
Would Hatsuhina have any reason to complicate matters, or even perhaps associates of Hatsuhina or Takako themselves?
The only other person I think who I might have enraged, which I now befriended, was Otomo Kuriosai. He was jealous that I was going after Hatsuhina.
Would he have any way of knowing what you sought from the Crane?
What's exactly a secret?
Unless he was eavesdropping on Miss Hatsuhina and Miss Hatsuhina, as well as Takako's conversation involving the scrolls. But I believe he was still communicating with you guys, if I remember glancing back. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure when this occurred, but the only time I spoke with Tomokori Usai was during the Snow Lantern Festival. And
yes.
He seemed
And that's
rather preoccupied with feelings
he
of
was,
regret and inadequacy.
Yes. Around the Snow Lantern Festival is actually when I tried to charm Miss Hatsuhina. I may have inadvertently done it in front of him. But then the following day, I believe, I spoke with Asahina Takako.
I'm sorry, but
not
the
later
urge
that
to
evening.
politic right now is rising inside of me.
What was that?
I said the urge to politic and like scheme is rising so much inside of me right now.
I was actually going to inquire to Otomo Kuriosai, since he decided to join me at the geisha house later this evening.
Do not insinuate any dishonor on the imperial families without due evidence of such. You
Of
run
course.
a deadly risk of insulting the imperial families, which can lead to grave dishonor on your part, even if you were somehow to prove such dishonor.
Noted. Duly noted.
That being said, again, there are ways in which you can approach this subject carefully. But you will need to be on your best behavior and think through your statements extremely carefully when confronting Asahina Takako. If you need to verify what their original texts say in hopes that you can recover the scrolls as they were originally written, you will need to broach the subject with extreme care. And if you are met with harsh resistance, if you are not prepared to stand your ground firmly against the crane, your best bet is to attempt to put in the labor necessary to correct these documents on your own and of your own accord. Perhaps meet somebody or discuss something with someone who has had first-hand knowledge of the original scrolls that the Phoenix held, in an attempt to bridge the differences between the Crane clan rendition and the Phoenix clan rendition. That is your last resort, but perhaps you can reason with the Asahina. They are known for their compassion. Perhaps it is a misunderstanding, simple as it may seem, though that, to me, seems less likely than political maneuvering being at work here. But
Yes.
then again, as you stated upon your arrival, I do not have a very fond appreciation of the Crane clan. For good reason.
This is the main reason why I asked to speak with you, because I am not one for politics or subtlety.
The Lion Clan is not one who wants to sully its good name in the courts, running mudsling campaigns or disinformation. We would prefer to do our job as the right hand of the Emperor and serve to protect the Empire from all threats, within and without. But that is not always the case when you have those who wish to run their own schemes.
Yeah.
I, as an Ikoma, have been trained to defend the honor of the Lion Clan against those such as the Doji and the Bayushi. But I am no trained expert politician, simply a courtier who has found himself put into a very esteemed position. If I were in your position, I might seek to try to rectify the situation of my own accord. That way I was not dependent on any other anyone else's machinations. That being said, it may not be possible to do so on your own. So if you are going to broach this subject, I would broach it carefully with Takako, and do not insinuate that there is dishonor that she has, or a dishonorable act that she has taken up upon herself to propagate.
So how would I approach this so delicately as to not make accusations, even if, because I am not one for subtlety in terms of speaking with another. So I'm not very good with
Humility foremost, and a willingness to admit that your expectations were not met. Perhaps not because of some nefarious plot, but perhaps you were accustomed to reading them from a Phoenix perspective, and now you need to resolve differences that may have occurred within the text organically. Perhaps ask to see the original document so that you can verify pieces that were there when you last read these scrolls and that are not present in the new rendition. Perhaps information was lost in translation or by regional differences in dialect. Approach it from a scholarly perspective, and perhaps you will have better results rather than from a political one.
So are you
But
suggesting that?
if this is a political scheme, you may be opening yourself up for further vulnerability. But it may be the best course of action, especially if you do not wish to gather the ire of, let's say, a inhospitable Kikita.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I'm very well surprised at the fact that I even got the title of Emerald Magistrate to even do this if I'm not
The magistrates,
adept with words.
the Emerald Magistrates serve the serve at the behest of the Emerald Champion in many different ways. Not all of us are required to be politically savvy. Sometimes it is necessary to have other skills, and I'm sure that you have your own skills that can be seen as quite worthwhile and fruitful for the Emerald Legion.
And at the end of the day, do you want to be cut down by someone who talks like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a clue?
Can't let that happen. Don't let it happen.
All right, Mrs. Doubtfire, you're on.
Like that. Either way, I am sure that that if you use your wits and keep your keep a wary eye on the prize, that you will come out better than you have so far. If you need help or reinforcements, just reach out, but do know that I'm not going to be able to always be there to solve these problems. There are many other things that I must engage with in the coming days. So
if I have failed, you will know, for I will probably be blind at that point.
we all must do what we can to fulfill our duties.
Yes, I have made my bed, and I will lie in it for the sake of my clan.
Stay strong and be confident, Shiba-san. There is a reason you have made it this far, and I'm sure you would not have if you did not have the skills necessary to navigate such delicate matters.
I only had the faith of my my master to give me courage to move forward, but my error has cost me his confidence in me to waver slightly. So
then
that's why he's expecting me to.
You must bolster that confidence by renewed vigor and renewed enthusiasm to accomplish your duty. Look, you have hardly eaten your lunch. Please,
Yes,
let us put politics aside for a moment and at least enjoy the afternoon meal that has been made.
Hi.
So after you guys eat, and you're walking the Shiba out, you see Rumiko in the courtyard, juggling a sake cup on top of a kisaru, which is a pipe, a long pipe.
I stop and stand there, kind of amazed. Ikoma-san.
She like stumbles a little when you say her name, and she catches the little cup.
I did not know you had such a hidden talent.
I did not know I was hiding it.
I simply had never seen it before. That is impressive. If only I had the deft hands and skillful balance to maintain that. Perhaps you could teach me that trick sometimes. It might come in handy as a swordsman.
Pops up the sake cup and grabs it. She says, "Do you know how to use one of these?"
I know how to use it in a way that is not like that.
Well, that's step one. You're already on your way.
Shiba-san, have you met Ikoma Rumiko?
I don't believe I had the pleasure.
She is a very skilled actress.
we
Of
met at the
Ikoma
party.
family.
I must not have made an
Oh,
impression.
yes, of course. Yes, my apologies. My mind was elsewhere while at that party. Forgive
She's-
me.
I lean into the Shiba and kind of whisper, probably not quietly enough to make sure that Rumiko couldn't hear me, but enough to keep propriety and say, she is fast becoming my favorite person here at the castle.
I lean in and kind of give a little coy smile.
So, I know you two are friends. Did you hear about the party at the Mantis guest house tomorrow?
There's a
I
party
did
at the
not.
Mantis guest house.
Lady Megami herself is throwing a party, and there's an open invitation to go and have a lovely time at the Mantis guest house. And
I look.
I'm sure I'm sure there are a lot of samurai out there that would think it's beneath them, but I think it's the kind of party that I would like to go to.
I think it would be the kind of party I would love to go to as well, and I think I know a Hida who would love to join as well.
Well, then it's settled. We're all going to the Mantis party.
I give her a knowing look and go, I think it will be quite the engagement.
Well,
Shiba-san,
Yes?
is there anything else that I can do for you?
No, I thank you very much for the advice that you gave.
Of course. And if you run into any troubles in your dealings from here forward, please do not hesitate to come to me.
I thank you. And I will take your advice on that. And take you up on that.
Before you go, I pull out a very nice looking fan and I hand it over to you. It's a court fan, not like a Tessin or a war fan.
Oh,
A gift can often be the difference between a perceived slight and a gracious host. Perhaps this will serve you well in the coming in your coming interactions with the crane.
thank you. I will use it.
Right, it's a fancy looking stylized fan.
And so there's not going to be any of that pleasantries of like, oh, I must refuse, or
They're
like,
Oh, I'm not
friends.
giving it to him. I'm not giving it to him as a gift. I'm giving it to him so that he can use it as a gift.
okay,
Yeah.
sensible.
all right. You're let out. Is there anything else y'all wanted to do? I was going to move over to Matt for the last half hour, but I know you wanted to do something with your Rumiko.
I'm okay with that.
I just wanted to do some scheming with Rumiko, but I think that can be held until maybe the evening session until next time.
Okay. We'll move over to do one of these numbers. Shroom.
Tatsuo.
Tatsuo,
All right.
on your way back to the Dragon Clan guest house, you run into Hitoshi.
Hitoshi. Oh, well. what brings you over to this side of the city?
Hey,
Castle?
Tatsuo-san. I'm giving out invitations. We're throwing a party
Oh, well, when's the party going to be?
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Lady Megami's throwing it. It's her party.
All right. If I am free for the evening, then I would definitely attend.
Great. Glad to hear it. How have you been?
Well, I would say pretty well. I don't have anything like spectacular to talk about. But as far as I know, I will be picking up that inventory. I believe tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. The ship's coming in tomorrow, so I guess I can lead you down there if that's what you need.
Appreciate it. We could perhaps do that in the afternoon or evening. But if
No, I can't do it in the evening.
The party.
I'm sorry. My apologies. In the morning, like morning or afternoon.
All right, sure. I'll be around. I'll be at
All right.
the Manus Clan guest house, or I can meet you somewhere.
All right, I'll meet you over at the Manus Clan guest house. I know my way over there at least.
Oh, sounds great.
Well, in the evening, if you are interested, I am willing to try to test my mettle again in another arm wrestling match.
I don't know. You're pretty good. You know, there's a sumo competition tomorrow afternoon.
Oh yes, and I believe I signed up for that as well. Okay, well I will be busy in the afternoon then, so it'll have to be. So my task will have to be done in the morning.
Right. The morning it is.
All right. So thank you for the invitation. Is there anything else I need to know about the party?
It's a party. Like, it's not
BYOB.
bring your own sake or anything. It's we got that covered. We have sake. We have food. We have music. You don't have you can bring music if you want. I'm sure people would love it if you brought some of your own music. But
Right.
do you know how to dance?
I haven't attempted it, but
Sure.
I can give it a shot.
You sound like a party animal, Tagashi-san. You sound like you're a fun guy.
Well, I wouldn't know what to say.
Maybe you can beat up some honorary people at the party. That would be fun. I know you can beat people up really well.
If some guests tend to be unruly and need to be subdued, all right. But I definitely thank you for the invitation, Hitoshi. But I do have to make my way back to.
Right. I'm not gonna keep you. You go do your thing.
All right,
I got other invitations to give out.
All right, but it was great seeing you again, brother.
Yes, you too.
All right, and I'll go ahead and make my way back to see Kitsuki Tomoyo.
All right, Kitsuki Tomoyo. By the way, this is what we're using for Hitoshi.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
he looks like a
sprightly
fun
and
guy.
mischievous.
this is
Yes.
Looks quite
Tomoyo.
precocious.
Kitsuki Tomoyo. All right, you go see Kitsuki Tomoyo.
All right.
Togashi-san, she is having her afternoon lunch. She says, "Sit down, have some lunch."
All right. Thank you. I will definitely do so. Within the morning, I went ahead and spoke with a representative from the Scorpion clan, and they provided a relatively interesting offer. So,
Did you take it?
no, I asked to take some time to consider the offer, and I will be attempting to see if any other clans might be interested in the inventory that we're going to have come in tomorrow. But what the Scorpion currently are putting on the table is 20,000 koku and a potential best way I could describe it is an alliance with the Scorpion by having me becoming a governor of a small town. I don't know why they are interested in me in particular to be a governor of all things. That sort of threw me off a little bit.
That 20,000 koku would go a long way with feeding our samurai and peasants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I
They
was
say they
hoping
want
for
an alliance.
30,000.
And this alliance entails you becoming a governor?
That honestly threw me off quite a bit too. I wouldn't understand why, but they mentioned that it would be done through marriage with a member of the Scorpion clan.
So who do they want
Specifically.
for the marriage?
They have he hasn't.
It's pretty obvious.
Should we get a Tomo involved in this, or a Shika?
Hold on. What was that last line?
Should we get an Atomo or a Shika involved in this?
Can I get a culture roll on that? Because
Sure,
I'm not
go
too
ahead.
sure what that entails.
Go for it. Make a culture check. Culture recall. It's Earth.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad that I have that I invested in Earth. Come on. I'm trying to open my character sheet. What the heck? Okay, culture recall. All right, and I'll also spend my extra void point that I earned today.
Sure.
So, let's see. Ring die. Take off the void. And... all right, let's see. I will go ahead and keep the 2 successes and an opportunity without strife, and I will go ahead and take the strife
Okay.
on that 1 success.
Both of those are matchmakers, wedding planners, people who go as in-betweens in negotiations for marriages.
Oh,
If marriage is a business, then they are the salesmen.
oh, okay, all right.
They're some of the most
Matchmakers.
influential and powerful people in all of Rokugan, because just about all alliances work off of marriage.
Okay, well, I will probably mention to Tomoyo that I did take interest in one of the members of the Scorpion, which is Bayushi Meilin.
Who do they want? Do we know? Did they give us any idea?
They haven't given me any specifics.
They say they want somebody to become a governor. But who?
Oh, well, so they wanted me as governor, but I wouldn't know who would be the
That means
marital
you.
partner.
They want you to be governor of their land. Meaning that you would be the one being married.
Oh, yes.
She.
Yeah.
I thought she was asking who would be marrying Tatsuo, who would be the bride.
Oh no, she's
That's
asking.
what I thought you meant too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Tatsuo, they want you to get married. So,
Yes.
here's the thing. We could definitely use an alliance with the Scorpion clan. Why they want you, I'm not sure.
I wouldn't be sure either.
It is something to look into. But most samurai need the permission of their lord to get married in this way, to leave their family, to leave their clan. And of course, your lord is Togashi. Tarek, help me out here. Togashi, the clan champion, is.
Oh, the clan champion is hold on.
What's his name?
Yeah, who's the current person ruling?
Not Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Toss that name into the wind.
Hoshi?
No.
It's not Hoshi?
It's Hoshi's dad.
Yokuni?
Yokuni.
Oh,
yeah.
it's Hoshi's
Yeah, they said
dad.
Yokuni.
Yeah, I think it's Yokuni.
Oh.
Hold on.
Yokuni-
Let me
Google
just,
can probably tell you.
I'll just Google it.
Yeah, Yokuni is the one before Hitomi. Or it would be Nariako.
No, it's
But I'm
Yokuni.
assuming it'd be Yokuni.
Yeah, it's Yokuni.
Togashi Yokuni.
It would be him, your clan champion. But you carry a special position within the clan. Technically, Togashi Yokuni could order you to do this, but as a monk, you voluntarily follow the precepts of being a monk. You entered this of your own accord,
Yes.
and you can leave of your own accord as well. Yokuni could ask you to give up your being a monk and enter into this marriage. And while I wouldn't think it's a good idea to say no, technically you can. You are a monk, you follow a higher power. So this is up to you whether you wish to get married. These negotiations then fall to you as, again, you're negotiating for yourself on behalf of our clan. We could use that 20,000 koku. We definitely could use it. But we cannot force you to get married to take this money. It's all up to you.
I believe that if it's within the benefit of the clan, well, I would always consider myself a dragon at heart. But if the clan definitely needs this, I would be willing to do it to help our clan. But in the meantime, I am also looking to see if any other clans might have other, fiscal offerings for the silk as well. If this winds up being the best deal out of any of the other clans have to offer for the silk, then for the benefit of the dragon, I will definitely take it into consideration.
If you're looking for a specific match, talk to an Atomo or a Shika for some advice, perhaps. They will want something in return for their service, mind you, but these are the proper channels in which to take.
All right, I will definitely put that into consideration. Is there a member of the Atomo or Shika currently available that I could speak with upon this matter?
Well, I believe you've met in Atomo already.
One.
Atomo Koryusai. And there is a Shika who have just arrived in Winter Court. Her name is... Let me just open up her little doodad here. Shika Yuki.
I need a snow.
That's the Deer Clan?
Yep, that's the Deer Clan.
Oh, I was gonna ask what clan is Shika from.
Oh dear.
And Atomo Koryusai, which clan is he from?
He's an
He's Imperial.
Oh, okay.
The guy I'm gonna meet tonight.
Well, I don't think I should talk about marriage negotiations at a brothel for the evening. I'm not saying this in character.
Why
I'm
not?
Perfect place. It's like going to a strip club.
Ixelian made a great point.
What?
If you're getting paid approximately 20,000 years worth of rice, he guarantees you won't be marrying for looks.
No.
Just an aside.
Uh-oh.
Technically, it's 10,000 worth because the silk's worth 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they
They're
said they,
paying 20.
if the Scorpion said they were going to give 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That said, it's 20,000 years per person. So if you have 20,000 people, then that's 1
It's a
year of
year
rice
worth
per
of-
person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's,
It's definitely do it for the team. Put it back over.
put a bag over the head. Do it for the team, says Ixilian.
Come on. The dude was totally
no.
super happy that you were talking to Maylin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, heck, like that's why I took charge of making Malin's icon too. Gosh,
Selfish
Tatsuo deserves to be
reasons.
happy.
We're gonna have a wedding by the end of all this.
Oh, did I miss Trevor Olson in the comments?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Trevor Olson's here in the comments too.
Hello.
I kind of missed his comment there about the drug dealer Sheba.
With that,
Drug
yeah,
dealing cop.
What do you call it?
He didn't drug deal.
Acapulco Gold.
He sent
Yeah, Acapulco
he
Gold.
sent the drugs to the impound.
Yep.
I had a taste of it, but then, yeah, I wasn't certain. So
Yeah, your character and opium seem to get close to each other quite often.
that's why I went the opposite direction.
You know what happens to drugs that are in the evidence locker, right?
Exactly.
Accidentally go missing quickly.
Yeah.
Someone in the Tortoise clan is like, "Oh, I'm a part of the magistrates. Oh, what's this?" It suddenly just disappeared.
Well, are there any other questions you have? Any other advice I can partake? I can give
Well,
partake. I don't partake
And
advice
touching the top.
if you're giving it.
Fur.
You
hold
give
on.
advice.
Like, you guys kind of talked over one another. I couldn't hear Corey.
That's okay. I wasn't saying anything. Is there any other advice that I could give you?
Nothing I could really think of at the moment. But thank you for your assistance. I will go ahead and take some time to find Shikayuki and consider if there are any other options. And
Okay.
I'll go ahead and bow out and take my leave. Just kind of wondering,
Right.
what am I gonna do?
Well, we got 4 more minutes. I don't think I can get back to Crystal in that 4 minutes before the 2 hours is up. So I guess we're gonna end it here. Everybody grab themselves 2 XP. I don't think anybody lost any honor. I do
Yet.
believe,
This time.
though, that Shiba Inoue lost a rank of glory, or lost
A
a.
rank of glory.
So what's your glory?
My glory is 64.
So lose.
Oh, because the master's angry at him.
Yeah, lose 6 glory for upsetting your sensei and being duped. Or potentially duped. You don't know
Yes.
Does that mean if I rectify it, does that mean I get double my honor back?
yet. This is glory, not honor. But
You know what I mean.
it
You know
depends
what I
on
mean.
how it's handled.
Might get some back.
Depends on how it's
Right.
handled.
I
Who knows,
guarantee you,
maybe you'll
if you
get honor
if you
instead.
challenge Takako to a Shugenja duel and won in a spectacular way, you definitely get some glory back.
You'd get all that glory back, yeah. If you're like,
We're like-
if you just walk up to her and be like, "You gave me the wrong scrolls. I demand satisfaction," and do a duel and win, that solves the problem.
I demand to have a wizard's battle.
For sure.
That actually is a perfectly acceptable way to go about doing all of that.
It's kind of how Asawa handles shit most of the time too.
I mean, it would
my master proud.
make it interesting.
Well, he is the
It would certainly
fire
make
master.
Winter Court more interesting.
Like everyone just sees like a fire battle, just it's boom going on playing. So,
I mean, like I assume that the duel would be more of a display of like magic and such.
No,
over,
it is literally a combat of magic. It's not like oh look, I made a rose out of magic and you made a dove. Which one is better?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
that.
that would be totally subjective.
So-
It's not a poetry competition.
Like they haven't really fleshed out the Shugenja duels as much in this edition. In a previous edition, there were basically two types. One is where you're just slinging spells at each other, and the second type is you manifest a like magical being to fight. Like both of them kind of clash. Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
only the end half.
There's a scene in Big Trouble in Little China where the evil bad guy puts his little nails together, shoo, and light comes out, and then the good magician gets out a little orb, and light comes out, and when they clash, two warriors bow to each other, and then they like battle each other out in like silhouette.
Cool.
In this giant light beam. It's so cool. And that's what I imagine these like these Shugenja duels are.
God, that movie. It's
I always
super
thought of it
cheesy.
like Saruman versus Gandalf.
Or just throwing each other across the walls.
Yep.
Igro Chen, baby, yeah.
Oh man. Well, that would be my first duel ever if that ends up coming to that.
I mean, I'm just saying the Asahina are known as pacifists, so I'm sure they're like pushovers, man. Going, like,
Yeah, sure.
Of
kick some dirt in their face
course.
and
Is
tell
that when
her-
it ends up coming to where I was being challenged by the Atomas? Like, you're not going to take this thing. You know, you're not going to take on this challenge. Like, okay. Like, wait, what?
Well, gentlemen and lady, that's the end of the game. If you liked this entire video, well, obviously you did. You watched it to the end. Hit the like button. And we will see you next Saturday for more Cyber Samurai Saturday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.